Hey yo, what up? So, doing another peel here. This is it, and it looks kind of weird. I have a cutout Frisk film over here on the left, and then I have this, obviously, this piece of paper that I taped on there, and there's a piece of brown tape, and then I have a lot of duct tape that I've pieced around because I'm out of that brown paper tape. So this is going to be interesting, a little different. When we get started, I think maybe I'll throw on some gloves so I don't get paint on my fingers, but I have any here, so. Let's see what happens. I think this is going to be wacky. That Frisk on the left here is pretty big, and it's pretty complex. It's an octagon, and it's the I don't know how to say it. Whether it's hard to tell when you're cutting Frisk film whether something is the positive or the negative of the image. I suppose this is the negative because it has the drawing as the mask, and so when you spray it, what's around the drawing is what gets the color. So we'll see how that goes. Let's start with a little teaser here with these little bits of duct tape, and then we'll do the big peel reveal with the Frisk in a moment. I also have a little blade here I could use. I know I do somewhere. I'm good at losing stuff. Here it is. And now, so help me get this tape off. Okay. Subtle little progress here. Don't expect too much drastic reveals when I'm doing these little pieces of tape, but they are cool, looking good. So far so good. Yeah, looking good. You know, I try to spray. You know, when I spray, I look at the previous layer and I see what colors are there and what colors might react well or interact well with the previous colors. So that's what I've done here. I sprayed, as you can see, a lot of different colors. Got red, I got pink, I got like 2 shades of purple. I got some different blues. I think that's about it. Probably about 6 different colors, maybe 5. And so that's, you know, and I spread a big area of the canvas. I didn't get any to the way end over here, but I got close to that. Okay, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Am I ready for the big reveal? Well, I could take this one down, which would be an immediate kind of big exposure, which is now a big rectangle within the painting, which I've really never done. Now it kind of, because I originally put it there just because I thought this was going to be the end of the spraying. I didn't need to worry about that end, but now that end is over there. So it became like this very solid rectangle. Kind of maybe an opportunity to do some things, to mess around with the randomness that occurs with the stencilage. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. I didn't know. Did not realize that. Another big piece. That's beautiful. So I love that part right here. I did not want to get any new spray on it. So now I'm going to go with the big reveal. Here we go. It comes in a couple pieces, I believe. It's not one connected piece as I cut it. Oh, wow. As I cut it a few times as I cut it a few times to allow it to lay as flat as possible on the board surface. Oh boy, this is looking pretty good. Let's not, you know, like usually with these stencils, with these Frisk peels, or whether it be cut masking tape, I don't usually fuck them up. Very rarely have I been like, oh man, what do I do? I don't think I've ever really felt that way. But other times, I wish it turned out a little better. That's about as poorly as these things have turned out. And that just means another layer. And that's just part of the process anyway. It's multiple layering, because that's what is making my paintings these days, it's my opinion, making them, making them, better, more interesting. The layering stuff, I think, is really kind of happening. And I don't know, what do I mean by layering? Everybody layers, not everybody, but a lot of artists layer, a lot of painters layer. And they build, the layering gives you many different, what are they called? Effects or responses from the viewer. That is just nuts. Our girl, Marilyn Minter, my former teacher there at SVA, one time, and I think she is still a very good friend, she would always say that layering implies time, and that is totally true. Obviously, just because time, in a sense of painting, especially if you're painting with oil, even if you're painting with spray paint or acrylic, it requires time to let that layer dry and then put another one on top. And if you're showing the layer underneath, you are showing the passage of time, essentially. And goddamn if that doesn't fucking apply more so than ever when you're doing spray paint. Boy, oh boy, I love talking. And so the beauty of, one of the beauties of graffiti or any other street art that kind of just happens organically from multiple people going out and putting something up, whether that be in spray paint or marker or a wheat paste or a stencil painting, whatever it is, an actual piece of art, an actual 3D piece of art. Some people have put up canvases on walls and stuff. That is an organic process. And that totally, absolutely implies the passage of time. Because, that could be weeks, months, even years of collecting layers, which is beautiful, I think. That's why I love graffiti. I love it just because I fell in love with it and I do it. And but one thing I really admire and I would defend, not that it needs defending, but I would point out about graffiti, which is why it is so relevant, is the beauty, or if it's not beauty, it's, just encapsulation or, physical manifestation of passage of time and the wild organic development and accumulation of all the graffiti. I think that this is just bananas. This might be fucking done, to be honest with you. I'm kind of leaning that way. This one, if it were done, would be a very spray heavy and less linear painting, like painting with a brush. It would be the most spray-y one that I've ever done, I believe. I don't know. This one could fucking be done. Look at that fucking thing. What the fuck? I'm not touching it. I don't think so. I might have to sit and reflect for a minute. But because I always want to leave untouched as much of this spray masking kind of, differential between this and the previous layer, just of the spray. Because a lot of times there's with this white, I'll come in, I'll do an outline, just to sharpen things up, add add direction to the composition, things like that. Only kind of dead areas, like right down here. And maybe it needs a dead area, you know, because this is just so brilliantly beautiful. This is so brilliantly beautiful. I can't even deal right now. This is so fucking dope. I'm very happy with this. Thank you very much for tuning in.